Welcome back to Nate's SuperCoach for 2024. This is the Round 8 review. Oh boy. If you're new around here, please hit the like and subscribe button so you don't miss any of the content coming. Okay, so Round 8, 2,143. Now, you might think, generally speaking, what are you complaining about? That's a pretty good score. And I would say it's a pretty decent score for most weeks. Not in Round 8, 9 when my team's pretty much 3/4 complete, but we'll get into that in a second as to what occurred. So anyway, score of 2,143, average score was 2,090. It's a little bit above average. I'm happy about that. Takes my total score to that. Team value is about 12.9 million. Pretty happy with that. 5 out of 11 league wins. Could have got a few more. So my season rank is now out to 8,980, but I've gone up 344 places. So even with a pretty rubbishy score and some pretty awful things that happened during the round in terms of this week in SuperCoach, I've still gone up 344 places, so I've got to be grateful about that. So let's click on to the side and we'll see how the round transpired, and then we'll have a chat about some of the options I can do for round 9. Okay, so as I sit here, I've got 24 trades in the bank, 162k left in the bank also. One boost to go. Or one boost left rather, so again pretty happy with that. So let's have a look at how the side went. So Nick Dacos 150, very pleased with that. I took that as my vice captain score, so very happy with that. It was a very good start to the week. Sheasel 73, a bit disappointed there, not sure what's going on, whether there's a role change now with him and McKercher. I'm hoping not. I was hoping to keep Sheasel all year, I probably still will, but if he starts putting in 50s and 60s and stuff, then he may have to be a downgrade after his bye, or when he's at the bye. So we'll talk about that in a few rounds' time. Hayden Young, 130, pretty pleased with that. Tom Stewart, 104. Probably would have liked a bit more from Tom Stewart. Again, he's what now, 523. He's dropped quite a fair bit. He obviously has the concussion-affected game in his price cycle as well. Lockie Whitfield, 54. It's not panic stations. I brought him in last week. I think because it was just a heavy rain-impacted game. I think he had a tag on him as well. So 54, not what we want from Lockie Whitfield. He can easily score 100. So we'll go again next week, or this week rather. Closey 43. I mean, I fielded that instead of Howe's 48 on the bench and Graham's 59. So what did I lose? 15 points, 16 points by not putting Graham in. It was kind of a flip of the coin, really. They've got about the same, roughly the same average. Break-even's about the same too, and they're similar priced. So again, it's just the way the cookie crumbles, as they say. Bont 142, even in a loss. So that's why we've paid for Bontempelli for scores like that. Butters 124 was a bit of an awkward VC score. I didn't have the VC on Butters obviously, but I thought about it, and in hindsight, I wonder how many that had the VC on Butters would have taken that score, 124. It's a little bit awkward, but still not too bad. Sam Walsh, 91. It's a couple of scores now where I'm like, for a bloke that's 600,000 with an average of 122, 91 in a tight loss. Yeah. Again, not panic stations, but I'm just expecting a bit more from these primos, really. Miller, 93, same boat. You can easily get 110 most weeks. Jack Steele, 112. I was very pleased with that. There was an injury cloud over him during the week, and it was almost I might have to trade him because there was talk he's re-hurt his knee or something. But he obviously backed that up with 112, so that was pretty good. Petrarca, 94. Pretty happy with that. I mean, I'm not excited, but again, actually no, I take that back. That's a bit disappointing for Petrarca. 551, only getting 94. How much of his score was impacted by Oliver? Not sure. In a close game against Geelong as well, would have expected a bit more sort of champion data to be friends with him a bit more. Tom Green, 5. That was probably the hardest part of the round. I think Saturday afternoon, I was like, right, here we go. I've got KO on, ready to watch the game. I've just brought in Tom Green. Let's see how he goes, and he gets subbed off. Oh, for goodness sake. So, could have at least got another 100 points to my total score, which probably would have put me back up where I feel I belong in the ranks. Roberts, 50. Again, not great, but, for a rookie, I missed out, 28 points by not fielding Clark. Roberts had been scoring better than Clark up until that point, so I ran the dice with him. I traded out Grundy and brought in Sweet, 74. Again, I think he was against Riley O'Brien, who's one of the second hardest to ruck against, SuperCoach-wise, or for points conceded. So this week should be a little bit better, and gone with 111, which was good. Used Vicentini as the loop. Heaney, 109, we'll take that from him. He's been great. Flanders just gets it done, 128. Harley Reid, 59. Again, not panic stations, but there is talk that he's going to be managed through the year. So 59, might have to start maybe moving him on after his bye potentially. Powell, I think the same. Wilson, 126. Pleased with that. He's not going to score that every week, but very pleased that I had him on field this week. Darcy, 49. It's probably getting to the stage where he's in the departure lounge too. Garcia's probably a couple of weeks left in him. And, of course, Biggie didn't play. So that's kind of how I'm sitting. So again, if I look at this sort of logically and methodically, I'll look, right, how many upgrades do I need to get my final team? I need one defender upgrade, I need one midfield upgrade, one ruck, and I'll say, well, the forwards are a mess this year, but I'll say potentially 4 forwards. So I think Jack Macrae is likely to come in soon for me. He might not be a high averaging forward, but he's probably going to be one of the top forwards. I know that sounds silly, but he's probably not going to average 130, for example. He might only average 95 to 100. Just with what's going on with the Bulldogs and Beveridge at the moment, who knows? Macrae could be dropped this week. We just have no idea. So if he gets picked again this week, I probably will pick him up. So some of the most traded out this week so far, we've got Roberts, Darcy, Tom Green, Closey, and Powell. I may trade out Roberts. He's got a break even at 107. May trade him out. That might be my last upgrade as well. Darcy, I can see why people are trading him out. Tom Green, I understand why, because he's 144 break even. He's going to lose potentially 30 grand, so he'll be 510,000, and that's when everyone's going to jump on. But if he plays against the Bombers, great. If he's named, good. If he's out, I don't know how long it's going to be a hold for. If it's only the one game, I could probably cover him, but it's not ideal. I bring in Tom Green and the weekend he gets subbed off, so a little bit frustrated there, but it's just the game. You can't do much about it. Closey, I can see why people are getting sort of rid of him. 3,500 super coaches have already traded him out, and I see Tom Powell as well. Why they're getting rid of him, just to get a bit of a cash grab to try and upgrade the side a bit quicker. All right, so in terms of the players trading in, let's have a look. The most traded in, not in my team. So Darcy Jones from GWS, 123. He's the play this week. Minus 75 break even. 28,000 and a half super coaches have already traded him in. So I think he is the play. Clayton Oliver, I think he's a no-brainer at 476,000. He's playing Carlton this week, so he'll be up and about. Luke Ryan, I see the appeal of Luke Ryan, I really do. The issue, though, with any of these guys that you're bringing in is that you have to understand that you're bringing them in from scratch. You're not getting the 8 rounds of points that they've scored previously. So you have to be sure that if you're paying 644,000, that Luke Ryan or whoever it is going to be a keeper at this point in the season. You really, at that price, you don't want to bring in someone you're going to have to flick in a couple of weeks. It just goes without saying. Will I bring in Luke Ryan? I think I've probably missed the boat at the moment. I don't know how sustainable that price tag is. What's his break even? 64. Well, if he keeps scoring like that, then you could get to 700 easy. I think I'll probably look to him after his bye. But he, is one you wish you would have started. You wish you could have started him 4 or 5 weeks ago, and I could have, but I didn't, and so that's the mistake I made. So that's just the way it is. McKercher, again, I understand why people are trying to bring him in. He's got a break even now minus 61, so he's going to make plenty of money. 309,000. He's going to be up to 450 soon. You would think. You're bringing him in though. Again, there's unknowns on his role, and so it's probably a no for me. I've traded him out, so I probably won't bring him back in. And Lockie Sullivan, he's another one I'm looking at. So if he can score similar this week than he did as he did last week, with a negative 35 break even, I think it's a very good option for him as well. So in terms of who I want to look to, I think my trades this week are more than likely going to be someone for Jones in the forward line, probably Biggie. If I wanted to, I could go Powell to free up a lot of money, which would then really strengthen the side, I guess, pre-buy. But who do you go to in the forward line? I don't know. Jones there. If I wanted to use the boost, I might go a week early on Sullivan. I don't think I'll go the week early though. I think I'll just leave him where he is, and then I will probably go Roberts, Clark, probably look at, could even be a Howes or a Graham up to a defender, or it could even be bring in Clary. So that could be a Jacob Ware up to Clary, move Roberts into the defence, so you'd be more comfortable with Roberts scoring higher than Closey. Now he's got the DPP. That's another option as well. That's kind of how I'm looking in terms of vice captains and captains. Not sure just yet. We'll see how the land lays. Alright, thanks for watching. Please let me know in the comment section what trade you're thinking of, or if you've got any trade Q&A. If you have a question you want me to answer, I can attempt to suggest a certain path for you if you want to head that way with your trades this week. If not, I'll see you in a couple of days for the round 9 team selection.